fucked over, not really getting the bans, but Twisted Fate, again, a first pick for Mega Zero and the team.
The thing is, when you do your focus bans on a player and you try and ban out that player, what ends up happening is both teams left open a lot of these very just generally strong champions that everyone considers, you know, OP or something. The first 3 picks, very highly contested, and a lot of tournament play here. Dual globals coming in for MRN, so they instantly just have immense level 6 pressure.
It's coming into picks and bans. Obviously, you're going to pretty much know what you can play, what your champions are. But we've seen, you know, TSM in an MLG kind of forget that there are champions to play. You think picks and bans going so crazily lately can put a team under stress, and they'd be like, what do we pick? This is kind of not what we wanted.
Yeah, especially when they do focus on one person. It gives you so many more options. Sometimes when you get too many options, it's a little overwhelming, and they're not sure which strategy to go with. But this is This is a
the
very
other end of the spectrum.
Important game that we have talked about. The Jace, it looks like that is probably going to be a Nick Wu character. The thing is though, Prolly, he plays like all the characters Nick Wu is known for. So compLexity can do this thing where they pick one of Nick's classic characters, and then they fake you out and they send it to Prolly in middle.
Brand has been burning a few people lately, but has not been chosen. And again, he will see a skip this time. The Twitch and Sona to come in from Niantanso and Heartbeat this game.
Sona crescendos seem to be the hot topic on the internet.
Flash
there.
crescendos.
If you make a really good one, then everyone just raise you on their shoulders. You're the champion of the day. If you miss one, then they will just burn you alive.
One of the most bittersweet abilities in League of Legends.
Yes. Oh, man. The Nasus, definitely seeing a lot of him here. And that does fit Latimore's playstyle on the jungle, because Latimore's has always got a really strong focus on jungle objectives. He's one of the ones that will time that dragon down to the second, wants to get every single one, and Nasus is a perfect champion for him to do that. His early game ganks, though, are going to suffer from that one because there isn't the hard CC, and he's just got the slow from Wither.
Now, as we wait for this pick coming in, Shen not so much of a fighter. Do you think we could see Mega Zero still picking up that Aurelia?
Yes, plus the Shen could go in the jungle because Claky D has done jungle Shen.
Exactly.
So there are those 2 options open for MRN too. So the Gragas is going to be finally locked in. That's going to be Prolly. And we still have to see, is Claky going to take that Shen away for the jungle and play with his very passive jungle style where he waits till level 6 and then just does a counter gank? And
he still has Riven.
Okay, that's exactly.
We totally forgot about Riven.
That's exactly what's going to happen. The thing is, when you have a jungle Shen, too, it lets Mega Zero be even more aggressive on his Riven, because as soon as you have that level 6 Shen in your jungle, you always have a buddy. It's the buddy system here. He's never going to be alone. He's always going to have
jumping in.
Claky on his back.
And this actually is going to be the 3rd time we've seen since people have been trying to take it away from Prolly, his Gragas. I guess he feels it's comfortable. And really the ultimate, if you think, like we said, just a few seconds ago, how Prolly plays against people who aren't going to understand it because they haven't seen it. You can't really do much against a Gragas ult. It's going to throw you in any direction. You can't do much about that anyway. So you still get that.
He opens up a lot of options because he can shove the lane very quickly. And so that's a really good answer to TF, because TF's main thing is he has the wild cards that he throws at, so he can shove it, get his mana back with the blue card, and then teleport to another lane. Gragas, very similar because he's got the AoE casks, he can clear lanes, and then probably also going to be running teleport. So he's trying to just match Echo's global presence there.
So we see a pretty heavy poke composition coming from compLexity to start off the game. Up against MRN, loves to fight, loves to get in your face. They show that composition, like you said, the buddy system on Riven and Shen. Where are we looking for an early game focus from these teams?
The early game, I'm always looking at Mega Zero because he builds very early game. We saw him with the 3 Doran's Blade on that Riven. That's really just putting all your eggs over here, and you're like, early game, I'm going to win this. I'm winning my lane. I'm not going to look bad. I'm not going to be on any of these YouTube clips where we get soloed by Voyboy or something. And he definitely he definitely builds for that early game. So I always kind of have to focus him, especially on Riven, who's an aggressive champion.
All right, a long day it is, but Game 7 as we near our last few games of Super Week. Thank you for staying with us all day. We've got some awesome stream numbers, so high five to everyone at home for hanging out, and also in EU for staying up. It has to be so late, but we have EU right after this as well, so it's going to be amazing League of Legends all week long. compLexity versus MRN for your 7th game of the day here. Riv and Kobe to bring it to you. LCS live from Los Angeles. We are on to the Rift, and we see the wards already being placed out as compLexity looks to send aggression to the top side.
Yeah. compLexity started out with their classic 3 red elixirs. MIA, a huge fan of getting that on any support. Thresh is a really good one to have it. So they've, again, gone with the bottom lane, double red elixirs. Their invade is a little bit slow here and a little bit predictable. MRN have done their homework. They predicted this, and it's going to be a clash.
Oh my gosh, we've seen this before. What's going to happen? The red elixirs are getting popped on both sides. Probably very low. The first blood actually going to Neotanso. He gets a double kill to start the game. MegaZero flashes out perfectly. They won't be able to finalize any more kills, but a huge start for MRN.
Okay, let's sift through the bodies here and see what happened in all that carnage. MegaZero barely got out with that. He was 10 HP. They were rewarded with 2 kills plus the first blood. Shen is amazing in level 1 engages. Because of that taunt, he can get CC on multiple people. He did it right there, not even waiting for them to get to the edge of the bush. Plus all the red elixirs, except for Nick Woo's, were used in that engage. So those are going to be ticking down very early game. And as for summoners, we've got only the Ghost off of Loud Immortus and the Flash off of MIA for compLexity's side. Meanwhile, MegaZero used all of his weapons. Not going to be Flash for him. And since he is going into a long lane, 1 versus 1 with Prawley, he'll have to play a little bit more conservative and place a few more wards.
See as they make it up. Looks like they swap to the top. Loud Immortus is going to get a lot of help from MIA there on the blue. He may go just down to that. Jace is going to be mid as Nick Wu is going to be facing off against Echo here.
And this is actually kind of a mind game here because usually you expect blue side to leave their AD and support down by those double golems.
Yeah.
There's not much of a reason for it because of that level 1 fight. There was no time for double golems. So it looks like there's going to be a weak dragon presence from both teams, which kind of benefits compLexity since they have that Nasus, and MegaZero is not going to play conservative. He doesn't care if he has no flash. He's going straight to Prawley.
It's a battle bunny for a reason, and you better watch out. Not looking to party with Prawley right now. Prawley backed off, isn't really within. He is getting back into experience range, but MegaZero has the lead on that. Prawley just hits 2, and you can see MegaZero just being so fierce.
Baiting him in for the Nasus gank. He does pay for the no vision wards, and there's no flash. Will he be able to get away?
He's got those cooldowns. He finally gets that first gap closer up. He uses it to get away, stays safe.
So he's okay. Riven, a very mobile champion. So many. You get 3 Qs. Oh, so much action on top. They're going for
one more shot. He does get it in after the flash. Brunshu picking up 1 for himself. The expunge isn't going to be enough, but Ianazo knows it's going to be 1 more shot. He's going to get some turret help. He throws on the barrier. MIA stays without outside turret range.
MIA also has Shen incoming here. He has to be very careful. Clayky goes for the taunt.
Clayky has the flash, but he has the taunt within range. Without doing so, they pick up a kill. It's an assist for Neotanso, so that makes Clayky pretty good in the jungle at 1-0-2.
Yep, and Loud Immortus down bottom trying to answer, but MegaZero's getting out of this one, gets away from the barrel.
The 2v1, and he's going to turn it around. 1 more shot. Loud Immortus even stays there. He wasn't trying to kite it out. Prawley's going to go down here. They're double buff to MegaZero. Prawley knows he can't fight this. The Drunken Rage is on, but it's not enough. Oh, it does mitigate the last bit of damage. Body Slam comes up just in time.
I don't need my flash, my ignite. I've got a red elixir. MegaZero, there's a reason people were banning out Riven first. He's so aggressive, and he plays without a ward because he can do just that. He could turn around a 2 versus 1 gank. That's one of the things that I was talking about early in the season when I'm talking about being scared of ganking like Darius or Rumble lanes. They've got all this AoE damage when they do have the elixirs that you have to be careful of dying yourself. Loud Immortus just got a taste of that from Mega.
And I can't say that they forgot
Echo in the middle,
banning it. Oh my
lot.
gosh, Nick Wu going on to Echo. Goes back, Knight is on, so he wastes that. Not going to be able to go all in on this next time unless it's played very falsely by Echo. Looks like he's going to get out there. And I was going to say, it's not like MegaZero's been playing Riven the whole time. He's made an impact with it the last few weeks, and they should have remembered that. They haven't banned it in the last times they've played. Like I said, it's been the Aurelia. We even forgot to talk about it in Champ Select. It was the last pick, and they've used it to counter the composition entirely.
And he has, again, gone with that early game build. Just goes back to get 2 Doran's blades. He's got that double buff, so he's feeling fine. compLexity, in response to MegaZero's aggression, have switched it up, and they sent their AD and support down there to try and contain him.
See what they can do about it. He's going to have a few minutes to get himself back with these, or not back, but still work with these buffs that he has. The double buff from his double gank gone awry for complexity. Like you said, it's going to be Brunchy in that bottom lane now. He did pick up a kill before, and they have actually come back with pink wards. So those were for the top lane. They're going to hold on to those since they're not against Niantanso anymore. As complexity starts to push, like you said, going to start giving Mega Zero a hard time.
Yeah, they sent MIA down here to try and keep him in the bunny cage, but you have to remember, since Klakey started out so well, he's going to have that Stand United before the ult from Thresh is even up. It could spell more problems for this bottom lane.
Yep.
Mega Zero, as soon as Klakey gets Stand United, I would expect to see him continue with his aggression and go for the 2-versus-1 kill down bottom.
I've never seen a bunny on a leash. I don't think they're going to be able to do it this time. He is not getting to use that double buff. Sending it down there is really saying, hey, I'm not going to be able to fight against that. So good move by complexity so far. Mega Zero just working on that, and he's having a fun time. You see probably now going to the top lane. Nick Wu still fighting against Twisted Fate in mid. Both are 6, so that gate is up for him. We'll have to see if Echo can put on pressure in any of these lanes. They may be able to make that 2v2 situation bottom with how big Mega is right now.
Yeah, but Nick Wu doing a good job. He said he's not a teleport style player.
Right.
He just likes to pressure his lane, and he burned the flash and the barrier out of Echo last time, and he's keeping up the pressure on these minion waves. You can see he gets auto attack after auto attack, even when he's just standing still here, trying to shove it and keep Echo in his lane just by pressuring it. Mega Zero, or Klakey D needs one more camp, and he'll hit level 6. You can see Mega already even getting into position here. They're talking about it. You can see him over the communication systems. He's zoning out 2 people down here. Mega Zero zoning 2 people by himself.
With no wards.
Stand United is
He
finally
just
up.
walking up past river. Rule of thumb, don't pass river by yourself. Unsafe. But Mega Zero can do it because he's Mega Zero. 8 minutes almost in here. 5-1 is MRN takes a pretty nice 2.7 thousand gold lead. And it looks like they're going to be working that mostly with 3 kills on Mega Zero, 1 to Klakey D, or sorry, 3 to Niantanso, 1 to Mega Zero, and 1 to Klakey D. Probably looking to make some moves here. He rotates from the top lane. Looks like he's just going to be giving some havoc to the jungle.
So Echo gets blue. That's another global that's going to be ready. So we've got the panic button Shen Stand United,
yep,
if anybody gets into trouble. Plus, we also have the Destiny to reveal any of Complexity's plans. It looks like they're even going to send Frawley up to the middle here. They're trying to pressure Echo as much as they can to keep him contained.
All the poke going down with probably getting that blue buff. They're just going to be able to keep pressuring these turrets. They'll be able to open up that map pressure. Dragon should be soon for one of these teams. It looks like Klakey D is on the top side, but his Stand United is up. The movement is actually from Lauda Mortis on the top side, so this would be good for Marn to kind of take action and pressure that, right?
Yeah, Marn have done another sneaky maneuver here. They sent Niantanso, the AD, down bottom because he is that Twitch, the assassin AD, so he could come up with Mega Zero in stealth and pull off a gank or a dragon bait here. They're all around the river, and they have the Shen up top with Stand United ready. This is a beautiful spot for Marn to force.
They know they have vision. The dragon is finally off of Niantanso. He's going to get his attack back, but it doesn't look like they have enough to want to go for this. They see him getting pincered in. It's not going to be the move they want. They save Destiny as well, so fight another day.
Yep, all they have to do is waste Complexity's time because they have Klakey up top shoving.
Waste the time and the exploding cast from Frawley in middle. He'll be waiting for that to come back up. As he heads towards top, we may finally see that aggression towards Dragon, as they know they have vision with that pink ward down right in front of it. And like you said, rotating the lanes back. And they've done a good job at rotating for both teams. Nobody's really lost experience in the race.
Frawley's all the way up at top lane now. He's a quick Keg Master.
Just being a body slamming everywhere.
He's using that body slam with his blue buff, the cooldown reduction plus mana regen. I mean, he can spam it, and he can traverse this map ever so quickly.
So usually at this point, you kind of see Gragas with the team in a fight. But since he's not really a formidable opponent, Gragas, right now at 0-0-0, 47 CS to his Echo's 78, is it still all right for him in late game, though? He can scale.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine. Gragas, really the displacement is a huge part of his kit as well. That's always going to be really important. Doesn't matter how much AP he has. Mega Zero, they've sent him up here top to try and put some more pressure on Frawley right now. And Mega Zero, he never buys, he hasn't bought a ward since that first one that he started with. He's just relying on all of his power because of his early game advantage and the fact that he has 2 globals on his team to back him up. Meanwhile, he's in the lane with Prawley, so it's not like Prawley's going to teleport to his lane to even out the numbers.
See him getting harassed by Prawley. That blue buff wears off. Destiny goes on, and it's going to be for Prawley in the top lane. Oh, he bounces him right out with the gold card sticks. Broken wings to get close. Wind Slash is only going to create a bit of damage here. They may try to go under it. He locks a second gold card. One last attack. Mega's taking quite a bit, but he has the flash to get out. Nobody in pursuit here.
Now he's in deep in enemy territory, pulling off the recall right in that bush. He should be able to get there. And Nasus doesn't even want to follow up the chase. That's going to be a clean kill for Marn.
We lost Heartbeat as well in the engagement with the strength of seeing the jungler in that top lane or heading towards that top lane. They were able to come off, and we actually have a replay of the off-screen kill.
Yeah,
right
let's
now.
take a look at what happened down there in the bottom. It looks like Heartbeat just got a little bit too far out. It took a headshot from Brunchu, and MIA comes in with another flash hook plus play and the box. Great combo there. MIA has really popularized this charging up your hook animation. Niantanso, okay, it looked like he was going in there, just taking a little sniff of Brunch. Didn't like what he saw over there, and he's going to back up to his turret. But MI has really popularized that charging up the hook animation and flashing for the last instant so you can't dodge it. We've seen a lot of actually solo killers start failing with that. I've got a lot of tweets of people complaining of MIA-inspired threshes.
Gotta be like MIA. 12 minutes in, 6-2, 18,000 gold to 14. I won't say 15,000 gold as they come up on that mark. So a pretty good 3,500 gold lead to Marn right now on compLexity. They push the turret in the top here, try to even out that global gold. And it looks like they're going to find a little bit of pressure here. Loud Mortis taking a turret shot just for the hay of it. And it looks like they're going to have to back off.
Usually, I complain about jungle Shens because they don't get as tanky as you're used to with the solo Shens. But Clayke's been able to cover so many lanes that he's not behind at all. Plus, they got that amazing start with the 3 kills there. He got 1 of them and then 2 assists. So he's doing just fine. He's got an early Giants belt as they go in onto Nick Wu, and the Stand United is used.
Stand United, you called it, Clayke. Or Nick Wu, rather, just going down the entire team there, getting the assist, probably trying to do what he can as he beats on the top turret.
Yeah, Clayke comes in, his brother dies in his arms as he taunts him there, and they go for a free dragon right after that. Great aggression here from Marn coming out.
They're really making these things happen for themselves. They're not waiting for them to come. And it looks like the Dragon now, and Twin Shadows goes out. They don't choose to chase onto Loud Mortis. A little bit of top lane aggression. That was pretty much all of Prawley's mana. He can close the gap. Mega Zero, no red buff there, so it looks like he's going to stop the chase. Gets out.
All right, Mega Zero gives it up because Prawley can just body slam up over that wall. Gets home safe, but that leaves Mega to solo push this lane. He's going to continue to farm up down here.
Echo clearing out mid, trying to get that wave clear, but he just gets Spirit fired back. It's not going to be too good for him, but it's not going to be bad either. As we come up near 15 minutes into the game, we kind of look and see a lot when people are getting their core items. The first core item, are they recipeed there? We kind of saw a 10-minute Rod of Ages coming out this week. Crazy play for Rise. I forgot who it was, though. Silly. And we had the Infinity Edge on Niantanso. So a 14-minute Infinity Edge, definitely in front of standard.
That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
that's kind
definitely
of a big
in front
deal
of standard, or average, I should say.
Especially since it is that assassin AD carry that we talked about having the stealth option. Usually you don't want your AD carry to go, aggro, even if they get an early lead like that and you're on Twitch. You're like, whoa, calm down, man. You're going to go get yourself killed. But Marn have Stand United and Destiny to back him up. If he times that when those cooldowns are actually up and he goes for a kill, it could be devastating. And he can just attack with impunity, basically, because he's got 2 people who can join the fight and back him up.
And as we look around, we see the Bloodthirster finished as well. The Aegis being built for Loud Mortis here. And see, looks like we're just going to have maybe a Sunfire Cape coming out for Clayke, so he can get a split push on as that late game comes in. You feel the Aegis, the Locket could have been first this time before the Aegis due to the lack of magic damage?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the rule of thumb here. Usually when it's magic heavy team that starts winning, then you get the Aegis first. A lot of Mega Zero does take a little harass from his brother there. They're just exchanging friendly blows. You know how brothers brawl. He doesn't really mean it. But yeah, the Locket is usually a first buy for junglers if there's not a really big magical threat, because cooldown reduction is one of the most amazing stats on almost all of the really popular junglers right now. If you think about Nasus, his Wither, one of his best spells, doesn't scale with AD or AP or anything really except cooldown reduction, so you can cast it again. Neither does his Spirit Fire or his ultimate. They scale with AP, but you're not going to want to build those, so cooldown reduction pretty much the best stat, and Locket has that. But we spent too much time talking about that. MIA goes in for another kill on
Goes in on the
Heartbeat.
attack. They crush him instantly. Again, it was the flash hook. They are both down. Everything ticking simultaneously. compLexity pressuring the bottom lane.
MegaZero gets the stand united. Nick Wu gonna have to back off now, but he's too far away. They won't be able to answer that with a kill. The bottom turret ends up going down off of that kill that MIA secured on Heartbeat, and they continue pushing this lane in.
That was some crazy switch there by compLexity in the game flow. Coming in another fight in mid. They've gotten ultimates. Sona in the bottom lane, probably taking some damage as the blue buff fight goes on here. Echo and Probably head to head, matching it up. The flash goes. He tries to get out of range. The wild card's hit. That's exactly what he was trying to dodge. Oh, he flashes the damage from the Q barrel. Echo 1v1s. Comes out on top of Probably.
Niantenso trying to 1 vs 3. MegaZero joins the fight, and now they've got him on the run.
The
MIA
Sponge Shield. Oh, the last attack from Niantenso coming in. Here we go. It's going to be onto Brunch. It looks like Lada Mortis says, sorry, bro. I'm going to head out of this one. Doesn't have any more Wither. Could have used that cooldown.
I am pretty happy right now. This is one of the funnest games that we've gotten to cast. This is a really good end to the spring split of the NA LCS.
I was going to say that was a huge swing for compLexity until that just happened and they lost 3. They wasted Stand United to the top lane. The turret was almost down for Nick Wu, but then 3 of them died, so it kind of equaled out on just getting Sona and pushing that bottom.
Yeah, this is almost a seesaw here as we now see Probably teleporting in. They don't go aggressive though. They just clear out the waves. And it calms down for a little bit here. We have a slight lull in the action. Echo is pressuring that mid turret, though, to try and get some damage back on it, while Klakey is up top doing the same.
All right, so when everybody gets a drink of water, gets back from the intermission we have here, get your popcorn. It's on sale. 18 minutes in this game, 10-3, and it's going to be a 5,000 gold lead. So after all these fights back and forth, MRN somehow increases bit by bit. It was 2,000, now 3,000, 5,000. Echo catching a bullet in mid, still has that blue buff, so he can keep that siege off of the turret. And they're going to look to give him some help with MegaZero here as they all start to flood out of the base with new items. Bulwark's coming out, Black Cleaver coming out for MegaZero on top of his Dorn's build.
So when people judge the item builds of, okay, so first of all, MegaZero has no boots. He doesn't need those because he has so many dashes.
He hops around anyways.
And he's a bunny. He doesn't run. He hops.
Exactly.
So that's fine for him. But when you judge the item builds, yes, Bloodthirster, if you're going 1 vs 1 in the top lane, Bloodthirster would be better. But he's getting armor shred. This is armor reduction. It's going to benefit Niantenso also. Any other physical damage sources on his team going to benefit from that. Another hook onto Echo!
That turret's very low as well. This engagement could happen. They do get the global gold off the turret, and there was kind of just a quick deterrent, sleight of hand there to take turret.
Yeah, MegaZero goes into screen for Echo right there. MIA not going to go in on that one. They do end up with the turret kill, and now Echo trying to get this blue buff. It looks like he'll be okay. No members of compLexity moving in on it. They're just shoving the middle.
They are pushing him back. We can hear him in the background. The team's discussing. They know it's intense. And compLexity's just trying to poke everything they can. Wouldn't be surprised if Nick Wu starts getting that blue buff soon for the poke, but it's just as good on Probably's Qs, and they're more likely to hit without the gate, so you don't have to use 2 abilities to his 1. It's going to be that attack damage now onto MegaZero. You can see him just taunting it out. And they're keeping tabs on compLexity right now.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. The thing is, with this dragon just coming up, it's going to be a point of contention, and we have the Stand United from Klakey available, but Probably's teleport is on half cooldown right now. He's going to have to wait 125 seconds more for that, so they really have a split pushing advantage here. Lada Mortis, no way to get down to this dragon fight. If compLexity go on it, it will be a 4 vs 5. Heartbeat gonna explode.
Stand United onto Heartbeat. He was waiting for it in the bush in the top lane. Here comes Klakey D into the fight. Heartbeat stays alive. The dragon got no attention during that back and forth. The Q is right there. He doesn't explode it in time. Klakey is able to smite that one off, and it looks like they're gonna move to mid lane to pressure because it's gonna be a push by Lada Mortis in the top if he does not leave.
Might have been some miscommunication by compLexity there. If they wanted to go on that, they had to all in, kill Heartbeat before the Stand United allowed Shen to arrive. If they just fought through that shield and finished him off, then they might have been okay, but they just lost an extra person plus the dragon by going in on that. Meanwhile, we have the old Nasus up here shoving this top turret. Echo trying to make him stop.
compLexity knew if they kept pressuring that, it would be harder for MRN to get to that top lane, and it looks like they're going to be able to now pressure it. Here comes Probably on the backside, but it's going to be a Shen and a Mega Zero for this fight, or rather a Twisted Fate and a Shen. And it looks like Cloudamortis may just go down here. He doesn't have enough to get out. The taunt goes in. Probably's here, though. They could turn it around. Echo is completely out of mana. His destiny is canceled. Oh, no, he hasn't used it yet, I should say. And he just moves himself a little bit to get in position for the run. The acceleration gate could catch this fight up, though. Nick Wu is out of mana, everything going in favor of them, but it keeps going. Mega Zero and MIA now to join the fight. Nick Wu loses the last bit of mana for an acceleration gate, but everything is popped up and for none. Mega Zero gets pulled in, flayed back. I think it's finally over. Nobody has teleports or anything, right?
So not only did MRN win that chase up top, but down bottom, the 1v1, Nian Tanso kills off Brunch Yu under the turret using his barrier.
Still have the push by MRN in the top lane and by Nian Tanso in the bottom. Like you were saying, using his abilities quickly to get himself another kill in this game. 6-0-2 Nian Tanso. An honorable pentakill in his game earlier on Tristana, and it looks to just have the same score of that game again.
MRN are just ferocious right now. They do not give up any fights. They'll kite you and drag you out until more of their members arrive. It seems like there's always another member of MRN somewhere in the shadows.
MRN only with 3 deaths, and that's on to Heartbeat. That is perfect if you really think about it. Everybody that's needed to suck up experience and get what they need in this game has been on the Rift. compLexity sees 13 deaths in there consecutively across everyone. It's not like if someone is going to be a huge carry for them right now. They're looking for everyone to do damage, and everyone's trying to build that. So they're only getting the bulwark for resistances right now.
Yeah, compLexity are definitely hurting right now. They've only been able to pick up those kills when MIA burns his flash and goes for a Heartbeat. He's been able to grab her, but other than that, it's been pretty rough for them. And this 8K gold lead at only 22 minutes is pretty big, not to mention all of the map control that they've lost. You can tell which team are really pushing it by where all the wards are. None of these wards are inside MRN's jungle. They're all on compLexity's side of the map here.
Kind of hard to work when you don't have too much vision and it's just of your own base. That is 23 minutes here coming in. It looks like we're going to have a little dance in the middle as they clear waves and just figure out where really the pressure can be created. It's going to be in mid. Heartbeat coming in with a flash crescendo to start it off. Cloudamortis goes down. The Destiny's there to get vision on everybody. To see Caitlyn quite far away, but MRN chooses to wait for the minion wave, pushes one down.
They burn all their ultimates, they grab a kill out of it. That's just fine because they took down Cloudamortis. That's their main tank. The thing is, we've got a death cap that was just finished on Probably, so he's got some good AoE damage as they chase him off the turret.
Just showing brute force there to use out the abilities of compLexity, make those cooldowns happen. The chase, yeah, they're chasing, becomes a little less scary though. The spooky ghosts go out, so does the yellow card. They try to lantern toss, but he actually flashes off of it. The defense won't help there. Brunch Yu trying to come back with some shots in. Claky D is just so tanky right now. The AP and AD isn't affecting him that much. He gets ping-ponged back and forth. Brunch Yu may go down for trying to channel his ultimate, but he gets out alive. The box goes down. MIA disperses it. Heartbeat goes down again. The support only going down for MRN.
Probably the all-star pitcher right there throws a softball to Nick Wu and he hits a home run.
Coming in 14-4, so not much picked up, but 1 kill per side there. It's going to be 25 minutes in. That gold lead is still increasing though. 9,000 gold sitting in the wallets of MRN that they've been able to use against compLexity. And like I said, we have said this week, it's all about always one player right now. MRN has Mega Zero, however, coming up on the backside, so it's getting even scarier for compLexity. MRN, or compLexity rather, pushing advantages though. They're still getting to turrets. They're still trying to pressure this.
They just went and face tanked that turret, making them go back to the fountain, and Dragon's only in 1 minute, so they have to prepare for this. There's no vision for compLexity around this Dragon. MRN already have it pink warded, so if they don't make something happen soon, if they haven't timed that Dragon, then they're just going to lose out on that free global gold. The Nasus could make quick work of it because his ult is up, but they don't have the opportunity. They don't have the map presence anymore.
And I really like Leon Tanso. He shows just how much money he has gotten in this game because he had the zeal and said, nope, Blade of the Rune King. Bam. Just kind of completed that out of nowhere. He got back and they said, sail on this. He said, thanks.
Skip right over that Phantom Dancer. The main deterrent from people getting that Blade of the Rune King was the increase in the Combine cost, because they said, okay, so there's this kind of lull in between your Cutlass and when you finish your Blade of the Rune King, where you kind of have a drop in your power. But if you can buy it straight up like that, then you really surpass, you just skip that whole phase. And since he's already got his Infinity Edge, he's feeling really happy about that one.
Looking around the map, we see 2 16s of Echo and Neon Tanso on Twisted Fate and Twitch, and the highest one are level 14s on Brunch U and Nick Wu there. So you're seeing the scaling damage come into play. Echo can just throw himself in there. There are so many dive buddies here for Marn, and they absolutely love the fight comps. We've heard it before. They're going to continue. MIA gets caught out on this one. A second kill coming in for Marn for 0.
Echo is just the bounty hunter, basically. He's built his TF with all catch items. He's got the Twin Shadows, plus he has the Zhonya's if he ever has to use it. He hasn't had to because there's a Claky D Stand United on top of him whenever he goes, so he can pretty much teleport into initiative whenever he wants. It probably takes a lot from Niantanso.
Bouncing back, but it's not going to be enough because Mega Zero can still gap close. That's exactly what they're able to use against exploding casts. They may get hit back, but they're right back in the fight. Knocked down, they get back up. It's now an Alada Mortis. The Baron still taking a bit of damage. They do grab it up. A kill to go with. 3 for 0 after 2 for 0.
Marn are just fighting on all fronts right now. They're killing people in the back. They're finishing off Baron at the exact same time, and Echo's still trying to chase people down.
He just misses it. The Lantern will bring him to complete safety. And really, I don't like to say the channeling thing too much, but Echo is channeling some inner pole belter in these initiations.
Yes, the pole belter, when pole belter gets Zhonya's first, and he's safe with all of his engages. It's really fun to watch. They just have so many answers here. It looks like Marn's always a step ahead.
So again, Marn grabbing so many kills there, practically an ace with the 2 for 0, 3 for 0 for nothing. So they're now up 18 to 4, 28 minutes in, 49,000 to 15. That 9,000 gold lead just jumped up to 14. The Baron helping oh so much in the global gold, plus just gold in stats that they've gained right now and are about to fight compLexity with on the next push.
Marn are just on fire today, already with the upset, but that was not the last team to get marned. compLexity, they really have their backs to the walls right now. As Niantanso goes very aggressive, this is the assassin AD carry.
You just saw him hit with the Blade of the Rune King there, and it was an expunge and one more shot, probably just kind of staring at his screen, kind of disheartened right now.
Yeah, just a little bit. Probably had to use his ultimate there. You see, he's just taking a nice sip from his water, though. This is just a little break for him. He'll be back in action soon enough.
The cooldowns, like I said, still, or cooldowns, Death Chamber, I should say, still pretty low here as it's the level 14s and whatnot. The initiation coming in once again, a level 17 Echo and Niantanso to a 13 Lauda Mortis. That's not going to last long for him.
Every member on Marn right now are just fearless. Each one of them could initiate. Niantanso starts off a fight, bam, gets a kill. Echo starts off a fight, bam, gets a kill. Flaky could easily do it. Mega Zero as well. Even Heartbeat can get in there.
You're completely right, because we haven't seen the Destiny until Stand United was up, and now they're just doing it without it.
Exactly. They're like, oh, we're all strong enough now by ourselves. We can make anything happen. We're all playmakers. They're shoving both middle and bottom. Still go for kills. Look at Nick Wu just get
wow, he just takes him out 3 or 4 shots. The expunge to follow. Spray and pray, clearing out their team. A triple kill coming in. Looking for the Quadra. He backs off because of the turrets and the fountain. The inhibitor starts to go down. Marn with a very definitive game on a red-hot compLexity this super week. And these teams are leaving everything on the rib for game number 8 on the day, 7 on the day, I should say. He dives the fountain. He gets the kill. The overall Quadra there for him. They drop the second Nexus turret, Kobe. They drop compLexity and the Nexus.
Worth it. Niantanso finishes the game in style, diving that Nexus with the shield and ends up with the kill. Congratulations.
Coming out so strong from the beginning, it's like they read that level 1 play like a book. Opened it up, they definitely chose their own adventure on that one. The first level coming up with 2 for Mega Zero right off the bat, or sorry, Niantanso right off the bat, huge.
These globals have just made a huge resurgence in the last couple of weeks. I mean, TSM were the first ones. They're like, you know what was big in Season 2? The globals. Why did we ever walk away from it? A little bit of a cooldown increase on all of them? Not that big of a deal. MRN goes right back to them. Their first 2 picks, grabbing them up, definitely pay off.